Further discussion, Representative Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the proposition, or to the resolution, excuse me. This is the end of this session. This is the final 2 votes that we will be taking. And as we've found in every session, there comes a time when the votes that we take are of a defining nature. And this is one of those defining votes, because we'll be offering to the citizens an opportunity to change the Constitution and enable us to come every year to session. The difficulty with this is that they will assume that what we're sending them is open and honest and forthright. They will assume that we're watching out for the best interest not only of the assembly, but of the people and of the principles that have made this state great. One of those principles is the opportunity for citizens to have input into propositions and motions and bills and resolutions that come before this body that will affect their lives. Part of the process is that we have first readings to notify them that a bill is coming forward. And then there's committee hearings with public testimony. And then after the public hearings, there's a work session and then a second reading, which is to notify the people that they can come and talk to their legislators before a final vote is taken on the third reading. What we're proposing here, after having had 2 such special sessions, is that that will apply in the odd number years, but not in the even number years. Not so long as we have bills coming from all different types and issues, and they come and they get placed in committees where there's little or no hearings, where the process is so fast that there is no chance for meaningful input from the citizens that we have been elected to represent. That is a failure of this system, and it's a failure of this resolution and this constitutional amendment, because we also have a companion bill, Senate Bill 998, which will spell out exactly what the citizens read about this before they vote on it. No longer will it be an opportunity where both sides of an issue get together and determine what the explanation should be, but it's all planned, it's all orchestrated, it's all drafted so that it will bring about the intended result by those who know what the people should vote. That kind of manipulation does not do justice to the system of government that was founded by James Biddle, by Joaquin Miller, by William Adams. What would they say if they were in the galleries today, having looked after all of these years at what we are doing to their state? Would they be proud of the openness, the transparency, the opportunity that we give for the citizens to have input to their elected representatives, the 60 of us from all over this state? Or would they say, there's a series of steps toward manipulation which no longer do justice to this system? I think that we would have some explaining to do as we would try and justify the things that we've been doing to try and make the system maybe more efficient, certainly less transparent. Now, there's a pretty good chance that this resolution is going to go through. We understand that. But we still have an opportunity to protect this institution. And if it goes through, and if it is elected or selected by the people to become the constitutional amendment, a change in the way the system functions, then it puts a heavy burden on us to assure that we've learned from these last 2 sessions what should be brought forward in a short, abbreviated 35-day session and what should not. Because if we use this, who's ever in charge, whichever party is in the majority, if the special short session in the even-numbered year is used as a means to bring forward controversial bills with long-term consequences that you don't want adequate hearings and adequate ventilation, then we're manipulating the system in a unfortunate way.
Representative Widener yields.
Thank you. So what we need to do is to make sure that what is done here maintains the dignity of this organization, that we write rules that will enable only those bills to come forward which have an appropriateness to be brought forward in such an abbreviated state, a period of time. We need to make sure that we're bringing forth those items that are of a special nature, that cannot wait for a regular session, those items dealing with expenditures and appropriations, those items that would be appropriate for such an abbreviated session, for we're coming together as a special session, even though it would be constitutionally mandated. Colleagues, we have to vote our conscience and vote whether or not we feel that this is appropriate. But regardless of the vote that we take today, may we each assume the responsibility to assure that the dignity, that the ethics, that the transparency of this body will be maintained in the years to come. Because with a new constitutional amendment will come precedent, and the initial precedents that we set will be that which will carry forward long after we're gone. I do not support this in its current form, and so I will be voting no. But yes or no, pass or fail, may we each assure that the dignity of this assembly goes forward. Thank you.